Yo, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Welcome. Another episode of the All Pro JAFFOs on this lovely Friday evening, bringing you the highly elevated sports talk for the highly elevated sports fan. I'm your host, JP.
Hey, yo.
And whenever that decides to, there we go. Yep, already having the technical difficulties. And joining, obviously a little bit late, will be the 610Bs from the Southeast Mr. Country UK. And now joining us for F1 and to talk football for this show, a younger brother, and trying to do his best firefighter slash super trooper uh, impression. I don't know if this is for a Halloween look or not, but CJP.
Here comes the money. Here we go. Money talk. Here comes the money.
Is it slow on your side too?
No, it's just slow on your side because you got Walmart internet.
Yeah, you're fine. It's just the sounds and everything.
I know I'm fine.
But yeah, can you enlighten me on why you decided to go with the mustache look?
I saw a Sam Elliott show.
And you thought you could grow
One day.
as magnificent as a mustache as the great Sam Elliott?
I'm going to get there. I'm going to get my thickening oil. I'm going to get there.
No, you need to shave it again for it to come back a little bit thicker. Yeah. You know how far behind you are in the facial hair game?
Lumberjack Steve over there. Leave me alone.
Yeah, you're right. Goddamn right. Since the age of 12. Fuck you. All right. Looking at quick on F1 because we talked about it a little bit off camera, and by a little bit, I literally mean it was a 10-second conversation. Okay, we're going. There ain't much to talk about. Max Verstappen's already basically won this whole thing with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 races left in the season. I mean, again, we're watching history in the making, but when it's so one-sided, it's a little hard to talk about because it just sounds like a broken record at that point. You know, we come on here, Taylor says, "Yep, Max won."
We do have some rumors, yes.
What kind of rumors we got out here?
Some trade rumors. In the
you can trade in F1
in the Red Bull paddock.
Mm-hmm. Oh no! Sounds like Checo is gone.
Well, the rumors are that if this were to play out, right, that it would be Lawson to Aston Martin and Fernando to Checo's seat. And Checo's going to have
Fernando Alonso?
Yes.
To Red Bull?
Yes. Could you imagine?
I'm trying to right now.
It'd be great entertainment.
Think about this for a quick second, folks. Max Verstappen winning and everything like that, you put that all aside. Outside of Max Verstappen, the most consistent racer throughout the entire season has been Fernando Alonso, averaging podium, third place, or better. In an Aston Martin.
It's not a great car. Or at least for mortal men, it's not a great car.
So, I mean, I was hearing talks Fernando Alonso, this could be, close to his last
but they don't have to sign him for an extended amount of time. They can sign him for a year or two. Till the next up and coming talent comes out.
And then Checo goes to Aston Martin.
They were talking about Liam Lawson going to Aston Martin. I don't think anybody after this season, bro, from where Checo's at right now, there is no reason why he should be even close to fighting for second place.
That's
There
fair.
should be no reason why he's having to sit here, and he's only 30 points up on Hamilton. We still have 5
You,
races to go. He scored 1 point the entire weekend last weekend. 1. Out of a sprint race where there's 10 possible points in the sprint race and then 25 possible, and he picked up 1. He didn't finish in the sprint race.
I mean, I mean, when you and I had talked about it before, we thought that if anybody was going to be replacing Checo, it was going to be somebody on the younger side, and we thought Lando, especially with
Yeah,
his
I
relationship
mean
with.
when Fernando's driving the way he's fucking driving,
But
why the
that's
fuck
what I'm
not?
saying. Like
Why not
you
get somebody
mentioned
in there who
Fernando
can
Alonso.
actually challenge Max?
See, that would make for some interesting TV. That would make these
Exactly.
conversations, last a little bit longer. That would be very interesting if the great Fernando Alonso has one last, hoorah chance at
At a
winning a
world
world
championship,
championship before he rides off into the sunset against, arguably the up and coming people are already saying he has the potential to be the greatest of all time, when future uh, history books and stuff like that get written.
when you
But
win that many races in a row, when you win that many races in a row, it's really we're probably never going to see something like this again. I think McLaren has come very far in the span of one season from where they were to where they are now. I mean, it's night and day, man. Like that shit is, and Oscar Piastri looks fucking unstoppable.
so then,
But I think
how
Red
how
Bull
long
will
a
come out
dominance do
next
you
year.
think we're gonna have with Max though? How long can they keep this up?
Well, Mercedes did it for 8 years. So I think the only logical explanation is to do 9.
It's not 10 for really. What's the record? Is it that eight
I
eight
think it's
times in a row
I think it's 8 in a row. I think that's the. I think I don't know.
for constructors
They've
championships?
never.
It's
I
eight
don't
in a
think.
row.
I'm pretty sure that, especially with Hamilton breaking Schumacher's record, I don't think anybody's ever. And the thing is, it's always the debate, right? Who's better, Michael Jordan or LeBron, right? Who's better, Schumacher or Hamilton?
Or
Well,
Lewis.
a lot of people are going to lean towards Hamilton because they've grown up but when you win that many 7 championships or 6 championships, right? No, this is 7. When you win 7 freaking world championships, right?
For different teams.
4 different teams that he did this with, not just 1, 4. And he didn't have no Nicky Lauda looking over his shoulder showing him the ropes. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
that's something you also have to take into consideration. That Schumacher didn't do it with just one team, and it's just an outrageous car. You know what I mean?
True.
Mercedes came into the V6 hybrid era on fire. I mean, they were decades, decades ahead of the rest of the field when it came to um, technology and aerodynamics and all of that.
Hmm.
So for him to do it with 4 different teams is kind of fucking nuts. Kind of fucking nuts.
I mean, and that's kind of why I was thinking that there was a part of me at one point that was wondering what are the odds that Red Bull pulls the card of being able to get both, or being able to get Lewis Hamilton on Red Bull.
I think Lewis is going to retire Mercedes driver.
Think so?
I think so. I think so.
I mean,
unless
kudos.
Mercedes can pull something out of their ass by, and coming out next year. And it's just, there's so many different teams next year that are going to be in contention. It's not just going to be, Red Bull comes out and shows everybody that, we have the biggest dick in the room and that's the end of it. You know what I mean? Like, so.
Change your fucking car.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is
really,
something.
as far as rumors go, that's really all I had.
I mean, Fernando Alonso going to Red Bull would be very
insane.
Very interesting.
That would be insane. Because the
that
fact
would make for some good TV.
Well, the fact that Alonso can actually put up to his statement that he adds that he can shave off half a second on any car that he drives. You
put him in a Red Bull.
and imagine that in a Red Bull, yeah.
Disgusting. Could be disgusting. That'd be
a hell of a championship fight right there.
That'd be, I mean, again, that Red Bull at that point, and then at that point, Alonso can kind of, how he feels, he might want to keep going. I mean, can he beat Max? Possible.
Not in an Aston Martin. In a Red Bull.
Not an Aston Martin. That's what I'm saying. In a Red Bull,
in a Red Bull,
possibility there'd be a good fight.
Yeah, he's just so consistent. It's not this, 1-2 races, where I'm on form and I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and then the rest of the season's kind of dog shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, he's been up there. He's been doing, doing what a lot of young racers, especially at the age that he's at.
I forget who's the youngest now.
Doing.
I think it's Piastri who's the youngest driver on track now, but I'm not sure.
Alonso's definitely the oldest, though. That's for damn sure. Now this next race is this the Vegas race?
No. We're here in Austin next weekend.
Oh, there we go. So, down in Texas, October 20th and 22nd. Mm-hmm. So that's the next weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna have a little bit of time off, and then
right in the middle of football too. Fuck it.
Yep. Still gonna 12 p.m. Yeah. Nobody gonna be really watching. Unless you have it on two different screens.
I'm gonna watch.
Yeah, you would. You would. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we got into the next segment, here's a little tidbit ad for our friends over at Raise.
What's up, Jaffo Army? JP here of the All Pro Jaffos, bringing you a message from our proud partners over at Raise Energy. Raise Energy takes a giant leap of faith with instilling a high-quality formula to bring the consumer a powerful yet sustained energetic experience to help us put your workouts and focus in general to the very next level. Perfect for anyone at any time. Raise Energy has become the most popular, the best rated energy drink on the market to date, with a phenomenal flavor profile that puts most of the competitors just downright to shame. Powered by the enhanced Refresh technology, Raise Energy delivers with a performance-enhancing energy drink profile that aids in the most often overlooked categories, which include targeted focus, enhanced recovery time, as glycogen becomes depleted, improve clean energy levels, boost in stamina and in hydration. Most importantly, each can of Rays has absolutely 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 carbohydrates to give you a smarter and healthier option. You should not have to drink or settle for any other energy drink that contains more sugar and carbohydrates than you can count. Instead, opt for the smart choice with the #1 fan voted energy drink on the planet with Rays Energy Drink. Use the promo code ALPHARAYS at checkout to get 15% off of your order. Demand more. Join the Rays Rebellion. Let them know the JAFFOs sent you.
Dun, 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 dun. In the NFL talk, Thursday Night Football, Broncos continue to stink.
Oh God, it was like watching a 5-year-old play against grown men. Just somebody needed to take their son off the fucking field. Like, holy shit. I have never seen so many batted balls in my life.
It's
Oh,
getting bad, man.
I loved the intro that they did. You know, everybody was talking about, oh, is she gonna be there? Is she gonna be there? Is she gonna be there? And then they're like, of course she's gonna be there, and it shows Donna. Oh my God, that was the best. I loved it. I freaking loved it. Oh my gosh.
I'm not gonna lie, man. It's getting to be a little much.
Who cares? It's good
I'm,
for the
I'm,
sport. She just
I,
brought in a shit ton of viewers who don't even know football. That's fine. They're gonna learn. They got the Nickelodeon channel. This is
I'm
what we
just like,
call a touchdown.
but
The slime zone.
yeah. But it's just, to me, I look at it and I'm just like, all right, after every single play, we can't look at the sideline, the coaches, what's going on the field. Why do we always have to go
Bro, it wasn't
after every play?
After every Kelsey play, we can't help it that Patrick Mahomes does not have anybody else to throw to. We can't help it. That's not our problem. Every time Kelsey touched the ball, they were showing Taylor. America wants this couple so fucking bad, bro. Like, it's not even funny, dude. It's not
The
even funny
NFL
how
wants
bad
it so
America
bad
wants this
because they
couple.
know the NFL is
Dude, they
hoping to
know the
God.
breakup song is gonna be a banger, bro. They know it. They know it.
What's going to happen is this relationship is going to cause Taylor to finally say yes to doing the Super Bowl, and then the NFL is going to script it some sort of way to where the Chiefs are going to be in the Super Bowl, and guess who? The boyfriend's on the field while the girlfriend's doing the halftime show.
And he's gonna be
Yeah.
crying like a bitch. I love it. I love it. I'm fucking here for it.
And then the
Here
Chiefs win
for
the
it.
Super Bowl. Travis Kelce is going to be up there on stage holding the Lombardi Trophy. And what's he going to do? Taylor Swift, right fucking next to him, go plant one on her while holding the Super Bowl trophy in his right fucking hand. That's exactly what's going to happen.
You
That's
think?
exactly what's going to happen. 100%. 100%.
Nah. Here's what's gonna happen.
That's how everybody expects it to go down.
Chiefs Niners Super Bowl, right?
Oh,
Brock
God.
Purdy wins his first. And then, shock to the world, Taylor Swift is actually dating Brock Purdy.
Attaboy, Brock! Hey, you talk about, like, bro, hey, I'm not going to lie to you.
That'd
She
be the
wouldn't be able
biggest
to show
plot
her
twist
face
in
in Kansas
American
City.
history. That'd be the
Shoot.
biggest plot twist in American history. Never let him know your next move.
Oh, no. Bro, if that would have happened, she would never be able to show her face in Kansas City ever again.
Kansas City sucks.
Oh.
Who wants to go there? Like, what? You'd be living it up in California, where all the weirdos are. Be with her
But
guy.
yeah, I mean, and then she's there with Kelsey's mom, and she's cool. I like Travis Kelsey. Travis and Jason Kelsey's mom,
Donna
Mama Kelsey.
is the shit.
She's awesome.
And the fact
Kudos
that
to
she
her,
got
honestly.
more airtime than both of her sons combined during the entire Super Bowl thing was amazing.
Yep.
Have you watched that Kelsey documentary?
I have not yet.
Oh my God, you
Why
need
the
to.
hell? Damn, I can't see the NFL scores right now on ESPN because
Oh shit, I'm pretty sure Colorado's playing right now too. Playing against Stanford, I think.
Stanford stinks.
Yeah, they're butt cheeks, but I mean Colorado is too, but I'm trying to see that.
They're not really.
Well, they're not great.
They're not like great. They got smoked by really good teams, but
Both. Well, I mean, USC. I mean, they got smoked early. It was catch up the rest of the game. You can't really. I don't think the score reflected the actual
the
game.
butt whooping it actual was, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, we'll see in 2 years where Colorado is, because I mean they'll make it back up. Maybe.
We'll see. I mean, I think Dion. I mean, he's been pretty vocal in saying that
Quinn Ewers.
Shador and Shiloh.
Quinn Ewers.
Did we have to bring this up?
Get him
We didn't
out.
have to bring him up.
Get him out.
We didn't have to bring up
Yeah, we did.
at all. No, we
Yeah,
didn't.
we did. Yeah, we did.
Why? Why
Because-
did we need to bring? Because why did we need to bring up that I was absolutely correct in what the hell was going to happen? I've told everybody, stop fucking saying Texas is back. Stop. Stop
No.
saying it.
Texas
Because
is
every
back.
single time people say Texas is back, oh, national championship, here we come, Texas is back, we get fucking smoked by Oklahoma or smoked by some other fucking team like Kansas, and our hopes and dreams are fucking dashed. I'm sick of it. Wait until we actually win the fucking national championship before you start calling that goddamn shit. We haven't been good enough in a long fucking time since the Colt McCoy days and the Mac Brown days. Those days are long fucking gone. Until we're back there again holding up national championship trophies, I don't want to hear shit coming from anybody's mouth.
What do you
Let's
mean,
wait
Colt
and see it
McCoy?
till it fucking happens.
What do you mean, Colt McCoy?
He made it to the national championship, didn't
Did
he?
he
He got
win it?
hurt in the national championship.
Did
He
he
got hurt
win
in the
it?
national championship.
Did he
He got
win
beat
it?
by Alabama.
They got their ass beat by Alabama. It wasn't a close game, bro. It was not close. It was an absolute dog walking.
But since then, making it to the national championship and getting dog walked in the national championship, since then, we haven't been anywhere. We've been to the what, Alamo Bowl? I don't know how many times.
Mac Brown and Vince Young were the last good teams of Texas. And I don't know if Arch Manning is all that good. I don't know. I think his name carried about 3 stars into his recruiting class.
I think so.
If he can't freaking go in there and beat Quinn Ewers, the Mr. Inconsistent, and he can't beat him out day one, nah, fam. Sounds like your name made your recruiting.
I mean, I don't know, man.
It's Quinn Ewers.
I've always had my shit about Quinn Ewers, especially since he decided to go to fucking Ohio State right out of high school instead of going to Texas out of South Lake Carroll.
Well,
and then he got beat out by Justin Fields, and then decided to transfer back to Texas because we had to fall for that.
Well, I don't understand how y'all did so bad in recruiting that you can't even get one Texas quarterback. Not one.
If Arch Manning doesn't pan out, I'm gonna be super frustrated.
Who?
Arch Manning.
Oh, I don't think he will.
If he doesn't pan out, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm
I
not
don't
gonna
think
lie
he
to you.
will. Oklahoma has a good team. I can't lie. But there is no reason why Quinn Ewers should have lost that game for us. None.
And it's understood. That's what I'm saying. I'm people get ahead of themselves, and then something ends up happening, choking all those dreams away. I mean, technically, there's still a slight puncher's chance that we could make the playoff.
What rank are you guys? You guys still top 10?
I don't even know, to be honest with you.
I don't think so, because I'm pretty sure that
Where was Oklahoma ranked?
like not 8 or 9 or 7 or something. They were undefeated though, just like Texas. Texas just picked up the number 3 spot only because they beat Alabama. There's no other reason why they did.
Well, right, no, that's understandable.
And then is Michigan still undefeated?
We barely beat Alabama.
Is Michigan still undefeated?
Yeah, they're still number 2.
Who's number 1? Georgia, right?
Yeah. Georgia's number 1 until somebody can beat them.
Where is
regardless of how?
Oregon is now what?
I don't even know. Look at Oregon is at number 8.
Man, they've been dog walking every fucking team, and the best they got is an 8. How is Washington ahead and USC ahead?
I don't know. I think Texas has a fucking bye week this week.
Oregon had a bye week last week. What I just don't understand how Oregon playing the way they're playing. I mean, they're 5-0 and 42-6, 42-6, 55-10. Barely beat Texas Tech, 38-30. And then they beat Portland State 81-7.
What's up, Mr. Hammond?
What's going on, gentlemen?
How you
How's
doing?
it going? We were just talking about college ball right now and how I'm telling people to stop saying Texas is back because it's just starting to piss me off every single time when we start choking it off against teams that we should be annihilating.
It's not the fans' fault.
I mean, listen, Texas is back until they lose one game, and then it's a dumpster fire, and everybody's got to go. But let's just be fair. Country K's not here, but at least it's not that, right? You know, we all love Country K.
At least it's not Miami. Yeah, that one
it's
kind of
not
let me off a little bit.
And I know because it was Oklahoma, it's worse for Texas. I know because of the circumstances, it feels like a missed opportunity.
Texas dropped to 9, by the way.
Yeah, and and right above them was the game that I think that I was mostly interested this weekend. We got, a decent slate. People are going to see the USC Notre Dame matchup, and I think people are going to get hyped about it. I think it's not
Usually
that
do.
It's not going to be that much of a interesting game in my opinion. It's always fun to watch number 13 for USC fling it around. Caleb has absolutely shown why scouts are feeling great about him. But again, I would also caution anyone watching a quarterback coached by the same coach in Lincoln Riley in that we've seen Baker Mayfield look like in a number 1 overall pick. Sometimes if we give the quarterback a little bit more credit than maybe he deserves, you might put him in a bad spot. But the kid's special, so jump right into it. Thanks for having me on, guys, and football is awesome.
So I mean USC, I was looking at that, and I was trying to I was looking at USC's schedule so far, and to be completely honest, up until I guess now against Notre Dame, I mean, yeah, he's good, but is the talent that he's playing
Well, Arizona tested him,
like
right? Arizona tested him. I think Arizona's not a team that anyone would consider, you
like
know.
shit? Even San Jose State tested him in the very beginning before the second half happened.
Well, and that was that was so early in the season. That's basically week 0. That's almost like a preseason game. They were just kind of getting their feet wet.
Yeah.
That's why
The
they
Notre Dame
scheduled
test,
State.
to me, the Notre Dame test isn't
Love
the
y'all.
test. I think right above the game, right above the Longhorns, there's a Pac-12 matchup at Washington.
Yeah,
It's Oregon Washington. That
that's
game,
gonna be a fight.
that's probably going to be the most exciting game to watch this weekend. It's
Probably of
featuring
the year so far.
well, there's been actually a decent amount of excitement. I just don't know if anything has lived up in the top billing high profile games. But
I mean, it's always good when two top 10 teams are playing against each other. It's always a really big game when that's happening.
well, it can be.
Um,
Sometimes it's a blowout. But for
Sometimes it
instance,
can be.
the last time we were talking about Oregon, it was against a highly ranked Colorado team. And we can talk about Colorado in general if we want, but uh, the amount of hype that I think the quarterback for Colorado, Shadir Sanders, is getting, that hype is misplaced, at least right now, in my opinion, in that conference. Because the quarterback, the lefty from Washington, Michael Penix Jr., doesn't necessarily do it in the same way you would maybe see, the day after the weekend on Sunday. I'm sure scouts are looking at him and nitpicking the way that he does his thing. But you can't argue with the stats because he's pretty much at 2,000 yards on the season in only 5 games. Michael Penix Jr. is
1999.
yeah, he is an early Heisman runner for sure. And the stats that I love about what he's doing is he has 4 receivers with over 3 touchdowns, and 4 of them, I believe, 3 of them have 4 touchdowns, which is the leader on the squad. So that the tight end who has the least amount of yards of the starters has 4 touchdowns. And 2 of his other top receivers have also 4 touchdowns. But he's got almost 200 yards passing to 6 wide receivers in 5 games.
Jesus.
That means that he's not zeroing in on the best, player on the field that's just mossing people in mismatches. He's reading the defense, he's executing the offense, and I think in my opinion, I think he's going to be too much for Oregon's defense to handle. And Bo Nix, he's shown that, after 16 years of eligibility, he's actually getting it together.
Right.
But I think this is where year 16 Bo Nix runs into that first L, and it's
I was about to say, Caleb, are you
Washington.
sold on Bo Nix?
For what? As a solid collegiate starting quarterback, I've been sold on him since he's been out at Auburn. I think you can nitpick his game like you can a lot of quarterbacks. The consistency in which he is who he is, means that I don't think we can expect more or much less of what we're getting from him, in my opinion. Bo Nix is the kind of guy that he's going to lead you to a 9-2 season. And depending on, what colors he's wearing, what jersey he's wearing, you could either be, super excited about that, or you might be disappointed, like like he's the worst quarterback ever. So, what do I believe it? Do I believe that he's a future pro prospect? Not as a starter. You know who he reminds me of? is if you guys remember a Missouri quarterback, Chase Daniel. And you
Damn.
laugh. Chase Daniel is one of the highest paid backup quarterbacks in the history of the league.
Where's he at now?
I don't
He's still in
know
Kansas City.
exactly, but he's made over $100 million in his career. So, if Bo Nix makes $100 million as a backup quarterback in the NFL, I'd say that's a successful career, whether he takes a snap for an NFL roster or not. Listen, sign me up for being a backup quarterback like Chase Daniel.
Let's go the Alex Moran from Blue Mountain State. Let's go back up quarterback steps.
Well, I mean,
Dude, at this
listen.
point, I'd take a practice squad spot. Fuck.
Nah. The practice squad, I've heard, is a rough go of it.
Yeah.
And it's usually the third string quarterback that's kind of like, he's like dangling on the edge of the roster anyway. That's the scout team anyway. They don't keep a scout team guy. They want at least a little bit better than a Zach Wilson-esque look. So they're not going to go get a a total garbage quarterback to practice against. People will draft them at, high in the draft, second overall, let's say. But I digress. But yeah, so college football.
I was gonna say, can we again, I wish Kay was here to kind of defend himself, but I know that knowing what I know about Kay and how he is,
He don't like
he's
Florida State,
either
right?
going to be no, he hates Florida State. He's a Miami fan. But what happened in Miami? A lot of people are saying one is unforgivable, and coaches should be fired for
What
for
happened?
what happened. Last few seconds of the
It's not like he called a pass play that got intercepted. He just didn't call the quarterback, clock stop, and there was a fumble, right? So
Yep.
I mean,
fumbled it, and then the team got it and chucked it up as a prayer,
it's
and
kind of
got it the very next play.
Yeah. So I mean,
they could have just taken a knee. To be honest with you, they could have just taken a knee to run out the clock. But that's really what the whole argument was about.
Well, the right move there is you take the knee. It is the play that has the least risk of chicanery. I was going to use the F word, but I'm trying not to curse. But whatever.
The fuckery he was.
So when you just call a run play, that is something that some teams do, because if you think about it, the clock stop play, it goes backwards. Now they weren't on a place on the field where it really should have mattered. They should have just ended the game. It's possible that they wanted to give a running back a chance to get a couple of yards for stats or whatever reason you call a play like that. But when you run the ball, it is a longer play. It takes longer. So it's not necessarily something that the kids shouldn't have been able to execute anyway. But when it doesn't work out, it's everybody starts looking at how did we mess this up? Anytime there's a mess up, the first thing, especially fans want to do is find the blame for this moment. Especially
the reason why people do the victory formation and take the knee is, for very reasons like this. Back in the day, it was Herm Edwards and stuff back in college, and all of this other kind of stuff that had happened with people just trying to run the ball. That's why when you look at it, you eliminate the risk completely by taking a knee. That this reason is the reason why people do that, why teams do that. There's no real justification with that much time on the clock why you should be running the football when you're up. It's just take the knee and fucking go home. And instead, shit, I gotta go back and look at it real quick. But I think they were in the top 15, and now they're at 25. I'm gonna check the team right now that they played.
Georgia Tech, my bad.
Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech.
Yeah, so it's not a
God.
team. It's not a team that they should have lost to. Georgia Tech's one of those teams. You know, they're always scrappy. They shorten the game.
Do they still
they,
run that?
What do you mean?
I
It's
think
not
I
Georgia
think
Tech.
the wishbone, that triple
Leary is
option.
still there. Yeah, it's still the old. I'm
They're
pretty
keeping
sure.
that thing fucking alive, aren't they? Shit.
Listen,
Why? I just don't.
Country K is not here, so I won't disparage his team when he's not here as I would if he was here. You know, maybe I'm different than most people that way. But I will say this.
Oh no, I felt how upset he was about that whole thing. So it's
Low
just,
key, I can feel it now.
yep.
Yeah, this is the silver lining to a stupid thing like that, though. Losing to a team that you should have beat in college football has always been better than losing to a team in the big moment.
Yeah.
Once a year, every single one of these teams is going to get forgiven for the game that they should have won that they didn't.
Yeah.
Think about all the times that Ohio State lost to like a Purdue instead of like a Michigan, right? Think of all the times that Alabama gets that one clunker against some random, SEC team that their entire season revolved around. If we beat Alabama, then all of a sudden we can say that we had a good season. They can recover from this, but the problem is that the today's player, right? I got a son who's a freshman in high school, so I don't know that much about the college kids, but I'm pretty close to that age group. They hear all of the outside talk. Now, this isn't necessarily a hot take or even verifiable, but when kids used to go to school, there was ESPN, there was, Fox Sports, and, there was, a couple of other outlets in like the early 2000s and before, right? If you just avoided ESPN after a bad loss, you were good.
Yeah.
Tell me how it would
Yeah.
hypothetically be possible for anybody on the University of Miami football team to not see the TikToks and the tweets and the Snapchats and faces and Insta books and all of it.
Well, I mean, just think about Henry Blackburn at Colorado State.
Exactly.
After the hit he put on Travis, I mean, the fact that the man and his family got death threats and some bitch ass fucking friend or quote unquote fucking friend leaked his fucking address. Holy shit. And his phone number. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance. That might be a good segue because I think in talking about college football, we could talk about the individual matchups and everything. I think the matchup to watch is, Rutgers is favored against Michigan State. How about that, guys? Rutgers is 5-0 against the spread. How about that, guys?
Holy shit.
Anyway, so obviously we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that.
I'm like, Rutgers?
Yeah, I'm from New Jersey.
Gotcha.
So I'm
That's
in the
that's all they got
picture featured. I'm wearing a Boston Omegas jersey. That was the game I threw 3 touchdowns against the Patterson U. That is a New Jersey A7FL team.
And now it's just at a point where college football is we're mid-season now. Trying to see if we can get Mr. Ojeda on the show because he's been all around the country
He's
scouting players for
he's
the
working
Hula
all
Bowl.
the time. But what I was going to say,
Yeah, he's working all the time.
CJP over here. This is the Pruneda Bros production faux show tonight. But he alluded to the biggest story I think of the college football season. Whether it ends up actually living up to the hype of the early season or not.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten a chance to really talk about any of the Colorado stuff. I know I sent that little cute little message before they lost their first game because I wanted to be like, out in front and say that I called it. It just never made the air. So I know, Josh, you could maybe post that, eventually for people to see because I knew it. I told
there
you.
was, yeah.
Yeah, and my son was dressed up as Michelangelo from the new Turtles movie. So
I'm not gonna lie,
also,
that was how that whole situation right there. For some reason, I was having audio issues
I got
with
you.
it
Well,
when I was posting it.
Listen, I do it to our podcast, the 3-on-1 podcast, which has every new pod that we've dropped has over 100,000 views on Caffeine TV, which is awesome. But
yeah,
so Colorado to me is a referendum on college football. The best referendum on the negativity of the college football system since the crack baby basketball episode of South Park. Now we laugh because it's hilarious, right? And if you watch the tone of the episode and you kind of see Cartman's character in it, it's a joke and we laugh, but a lot of times we laugh at what we find to be relative, like, a lot of humor is based in truth. So now look at where we're at now. So, one of the most interesting things to me is now when the old guard, good old boy college football coaches are trying to play the, I'll bite back at Coach Prime game. And then they all look like, the college football equivalent of a Karen in a park with a cell phone, right? It's
yelling at the kids for skating at a skate park. I got you.
No, well, or wearing a hoodie and looking a certain way is even more appropriate.
Yeah,
gotcha.
But I think it's almost a reflection of. And this is taking away a little bit from what Deion Sanders has done as an actual, football leader and the CEO of a program, and we can talk about that in a second. But as far as the bigger phenomenon, like why are rappers showing up, right? Why?
Yeah, right.
This, right.
Just seeing that, just all the movie stars, and it's just like, what is going on? Like, I get it, right? I get it. As to why,
for me,
they're there.
For me, it's the GameStop of college football, right?
Yeah, this is that's actually perfect.
So follow me, right? So the GameStop is the stock market is controlled and run by the elites. We all know that. College football is run, controlled by the elites. And if you look at the people that are benefiting the most from college football, and you look at the people that are most responsible for the success of college football, the way that those two groups of people look are basically as polar opposite as two, male, like versions of male, demographics can look, period, right? Mm-hmm. And we're dancing around the race issue that basically is old white men have for decades now made billions and billions of dollars, like Eric Cartman in the episode, right? With even a lot of them with the same Southern accent, which is a little bit more offensive if you think about it.
I was going to say a little bit.
Off of the backs of what would be a conservative estimate, and I'm saying this conservatively, and I know it's nowhere near the actual number, like 7 out of 10 of the athletes that perform on the field and make any money. So we're not talking about, back in the day, Rutgers, unfortunately. Sorry, guys. It was the birthplace of college football, but that doesn't mean it was the birthplace of good college football. But 70% of the guys that are making the money for those old white men are African American young men that are kind of put in a position where this was the only way that they can achieve their dream. Is they have to survive the gauntlet, all the injuries, all the, temptations out there, like they're
the concussions,
Jesus walking through the desert,
the crazy ass women. Gotcha.
All of it. all of it, right? And it would, it was the college football has always been the gatekeepers of the NFL. And if you want to achieve your dream, this is the route that you take. What Coach Prime kind of represents is almost, and look, Deion Sanders has a long football pedigree. He's been successful doing whatever he chose to do, whether
I was gonna say everything's been nothing but net all his life. Just
right, and he's done it in a flashy way. He's done it in a way that maybe rubs people a little bit the wrong way. But he hasn't done it in a way that hasn't been about work ethic and doing the right things. And
exactly.
Of all the people on those Cowboys teams, he was probably the flashiest in personality. But do you guys remember him ever getting arrested with Eric Williams for all of the say winter weather?
Yep.
And Eric Allen of the winter weather? I don't remember any of those times.
Nope.
So the reason that the reason that Deion Sanders is able to do what he's doing is because he, more than anybody, has embraced the culture of the young men that he's trying to connect with and form a relationship with, that they feel comfortable going and pursuing the same dream that they could anywhere else with him, because they believe in what he stands for. Maybe not even how he coaches, because you even look at, the teams that he had at Jackson State were far and away the more talented teams. And he does have the loss here and there on his record. And he's not doing much coaching. He's doing a lot of great things for whatever organization he's involved in, and those things are irreplaceable. But very rarely do I think Deion Sanders goes to the offensive coordinator and says, "Look, they're in this defense, and the way that their backside coverage in the cover 6, he's shifting over to more the flat, and he's leaving the hook to curl open when that should be his normal responsibility." Let's attack that.
Well, with him, I think there's an aspect of that, because obviously, he's got the intelligence, he has the football IQ, but he is much more of the motivational head coach.
Well, he's a CEO. He's the CEO of a major organization.
Yeah.
And Colorado football right now is probably the number one public program in the entire state that isn't selling legal weed or whatever.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
Because we had talked about this, and I believe it was a few weeks ago, before the Oregon game with Colorado, and that was one of the things that we had talked about, because of the way he's doing it. He's got, and I like how you talk about, he's not doing a whole lot of coaching because of the fact that, and we had talked about it being because of the fact that he surrounds himself with probably the best coaching staff he can possibly get his hands on. Guys with NFL experience, guys with, all of that kind of experience, just coaching, just their entire lives being around football. And we were talking about recruiting, how he's going to, all he has to do is walk in and say, "I'm Coach Deion Sanders. I'm here to recruit your son." And the parents' mentality is, and especially with NIL being what it is now, that, they're going to go to a school, and they're going to learn from a person who's been through all of it, whether it was the financial, the women, the everything, and I believe that I truly believe, like, every person that goes through his program is going to be a better man for it,
Well, for me, Deion Sanders' true genius as a motivator breaks down to this. Do you guys remember the last game with Jackson State? They lost, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And their tight end had an opportunity to catch the extra point that I think, or it was either a touchdown or an extra point that would have put them up, and they would have won the game. And the kid dropped it, and it was a good pass from Shadir Sanders, Deion's son, the coach's son. It was right to his hands. And what made it even a little bit more interesting, and I don't want to always make this about race, but the kid is a white kid too. And Coach Prime the the social media icon kind of rubs me the wrong way. I'm an old-fashioned guy, whatever. But Coach Sanders that went up to that tight end, and I forget the kid's name, but he went up to that tight end, and not because the cameras were on him. The cameras are always on him. You can tell when he's doing the act and when he's trying to do it. So he sneaks into the kid's, ear and tries to just talk to just him. But the microphone's got it. He said, "We didn't lose that game because of you. You're a winner, blah, blah, blah." And he picked the kid up in the moment of his life that he probably felt the worst about himself ever, and put him into perspective that he's not the one moment where he made a little bit of a mistake. He's the kid that earned the right to be in that position because of all the hard work and all the successes that he did earn. And what Coach Deion Sanders, not Coach Prime, because that's just a gimmick that, it works in music videos and all the social media bullshit, right? But what Coach Deion Sanders does that I love is he coaches from a place of empowerment.
Yeah.
When you go to Alabama for Nick Saban, or you go to, Bill Belichick for the New England Patriots, those domineering personality coaches, they coach with a lot of fear, right? Yeah. So you're playing football afraid you're going to lose your job. And the fear of losing either your playing time and an opportunity at the pros, or your scholarship, or whatever, or when you're in the pros, your paycheck, it'll compel people, the fight or flight, especially with elite level athletes that are likely alpha males and all that kind of shit. The fear tactic can be effective, right? It's accountability.
Yeah.
Right. The way that Coach Prime coaches his kids, in my opinion, is in a place where he looks a kid in his face and he tells him who he believes that kid is, until he tells that kid who Coach believes the kid that he's looking at is, until that kid becomes the belief. He empowers his son, Shadir Sanders, which coming out of high school was not at all a highly recruited quarterback.
Yeah.
He empowers him into putting him in the right position when he's a freshman, giving him a system that he can learn and grow with. So when he's a freshman, he doesn't get exposed. And now by the time he's a junior,
learning with Tom Brady now.
Well, he better learn from Tom Brady. I'm sorry, I just got tripped up. We can discuss the Tom Brady phone call. That's the one thing working against Shadir. But, it's refreshing to see a coach from a positive as opposed to coaching from the negative.
Yeah.
And too often in our society, I feel like we're seeing somebody make a mistake, and then we kick them down even more, as opposed to when these kids are supposed to be kids in college.
Yeah.
Trying to reverse the paradigm and say, look, I believe that you are great. Go out there and prove me right, as opposed to you better not be bad, or I'll find somebody else who won't be.
Yeah. So, well said. So before we get into the next segment of the NFL Talk, ladies and gentlemen, a message from our friends over at Bud Love.
What if I told you that Bud gets better? Introducing Bud Love, the long-awaited herbal blend that's designed to be mixed with your favorite bud and enjoyed together, like the mixer in a cocktail. Bud Love is made from marshmallow leaf, an ancient medicinal herb, the mother cannabinoid, CBG, and rich natural flavors, including terpenes. Offering a wide variety of premium Herbal Plus mixers to complement your favorite strains. Why? Because every bud needs some love. Our carefully formulated blends improve your experience, complementing your favorite flower and bringing out its best qualities. Many bud lovers even report that it helps reduce unwanted side effects like worry, and instead creates a happy, zen feeling. Bud Love contains no cannabis or nicotine. It won't give you a buzz on its own, but when consumed together, it reduces the amount of bud needed to get the feeling you love, allowing your precious flower to last even longer. Bud Love is best enjoyed with your first bud of the day, carefully paired with your favorite strain. Choose from a variety of delicious flavors, ranging from classic to more fruity to natural, as well as tobacco flavored for those who enjoy a spliff. Mix Bud Love and flower in whatever amounts work best for you for a perfect buzz. Whether you're chilling with friends, attending a social event, or going for a hike, experiment and find your own love ratio. Bud Love's unique blends allow you to craft a happier, smoother, and more personalized experience. If you love Bud, then Bud Love is for you. Try it today and help us tell the world that Bud does in fact get better with Bud Love.
Yes, and then now
That's a great company right there.
right? I'm telling you, man, they got some good stuff. Go to
What are you
budlove.co.
guys trying to find right now? You guys trying to be social, focused, or find Zen? That was my favorite graphic.
I think the Zen was probably that was nice.
Yeah, I mean, wherever that bar is, when it's like find Zen, I would wonder if you drag that all the way over to the left. It's like leave Earth temporarily.
All right, go to budlove.co and use the promo code PvP Family and Jaffo Army for 15% off the first order. Now
Speaking
going
of
into the
leaving
NFL.
Earth, how about your boy Brock Purdy and the coach that just accidentally runs into 80 great play calls a game?
Right.
Mr. Shanahan, huh?
And I have said this, and I've got it, on social media, and I've talked to people on social media and stuff about it. When Brock Purdy was drafted, when Brock Purdy was drafted, there was a sense and a feeling that, at least in my opinion, that he was going to be a better prospect or a better fit than Trey Lance was. And so far, I've been proven 100% correct on that.
All right,
Came back from an elbow injury quicker than a lot of people thought he was going to do. But except now we're at a point where, yes, Kyle Shanahan has been coaching his ass off. Brock Purdy has been making all the right decisions. He hasn't thrown any interceptions. He's got the highest QBR in the entire league. Caleb, you laughed at me when I brought it up to you, but Brock Purdy being a possible MVP candidate, that still remains to be seen. It could still happen, in my opinion, because at this rate, I still think he can. And even Madsticks, after the Dallas game, he hates the 49ers more than most people that I know. And he even told me, I don't see anybody beating the 49ers this year. So now, are they going to get a loss somewhere down the road? Probably. That's very, very hard to go undefeated in this league.
Can I stop you right there for a second?
Go ahead.
When you say loss, obviously most teams don't go undefeated, so let's just throw that out there. But I think it's interesting the way you phrase that. What would your guys' guess be on the in the last 2 decades, the approximate average of the league of quarterbacks that are able to start all 16 games of the season? What percentage of starting quarterbacks make it the whole season without missing games?
Shit.
Like percentage, like
less than 10%.
Well, that's actually a really great guess, because it's kind of the paradigm that I was looking for. It's usually about a third of the quarterbacks make it through the season, and it's usually less, but I'm rounding up just to be a little bit kinder to my brethren, my gunslinging brethren. Yeah. So the loss that I would be nervous of if I was a 49er fan, because early season success is exciting. We just got over.
It's always nice to kick the shit out of Dallas. It's always nice.
And you beat the Cowboys and so badly that the memes will last for.
Wow.
It's that Bud Love getting me. Hold on. Cough button's working today. So the memes will last for weeks. The loss that the 49ers need to avoid is to one of their money makers on either side of the ball. So when the number one Trump supporter is in the lineup for the defensive line, the 49ers are far and away, whether the election was stolen or not, they're one of the best defensive lines, period, because I mean, anyway, so and on the offensive side of the ball, if they can keep Kittle, Purdy, McCaffrey, and Debo ready to rock, you know, they're going to be a really tough team to beat.
Man, y'all sleeping on my boy Brandon.
I mean,
Ayuk,
you know, he's one of those players that I really like his game because he's also really effective as a blocker in the running game. And the way that Shanahan calls plays, if you're wide receivers,
I see him already. I see the look on his face. I see the look on his face because he sent me something earlier.
I'll be honest. I was trying to let Corey
like,
finish. I was trying to Kanye the fuck out this shit. Hey, Corey, I was gonna let you finish, but I got a whole
like Corey. I'm gonna let you finish, but
Brandon Ayuk fucking literally trying to fight everybody instead of fucking blocking. All 5-6 games they don't play, it's literally clips from each game. So I feel you, bro, but
well, no, I didn't listen. The context, you came in late. CJ said that my boy Brandon, and then I was trying to find like the positive thing to say about Brandon Ayuk, which is that, you know, he's a physical receiver and he'll block downfield, and the way that they run their, you know, especially their run game, their wide receivers still out and block. You know, you got some open holes for you know, no-name runners get hundreds of yards in that system. But he's not really been the playmaker that he was flashing when he was a rookie. Like, he had a couple of games where he was like jumping and making those catches, but you know, they got Deebo Samuel there, so he just has to do his job, really.
honestly, I feel like at this point, bro, like the Niners can get away with murder.
What we were talking about is the losses.
That shit is sickening, nigga. I promise you, it's sickening. It's fucking sickening because you got Trent Williams fighting the Giants. It's the Giants. They suck. Why are you fighting the damn D lineman, bro? Why are you punching people in the face mask, underneath, chinning, doing all that? And it's multiple plays. Like, you literally trying to snatch this man from his helmet by his helmet. Was that necessary? Y'all got the best offense. You got Christian McCaffrey. You got Purdy. You got Debo. You got all these guys y'all mentioning, Kittle. But you out here fighting the Giants, the New York Giants? Come on, man. But what you doing?
Well, and that's what I was saying. They might lose a game, but the loss they need to avoid is a loss to one of those big time names. But I will say this, guys. You know, if for whatever reason, the way that I led into this, right, is if the quarterback misses time, you know, what kept the 49ers out of the Super Bowl last year, Josh, in your opinion?
Brock Purdy getting hurt.
Okay, so if he gets hurt now, the guy backing him up, arguably, now, you know, obviously the way that Purdy's been playing and decision making being a huge thing at the quarterback position, it might not go this way. But arguably, the guy that's behind Brock Purdy, who's still young, who when he was drafted was considered, you know, this quarterback freak with, oh, look at that throw. He might be more talented than Purdy is. Now, he might not know the offense better. He might not be able to execute better. But I don't know if you guys remember when we were on Dub's show. I think that if Sam Darnold touches that field, as great as Purdy's been playing, I don't know if Shanahan, in his run of success since the Falcons, has coached a more purely talented passer than Sam Darnold, who's the backup and is the polar opposite situation of where the New York Jets find themselves in, where their backup isn't somebody that, if he has to come in, could win them games. He's just the carbon copy of what Sam Darnold was coming out of USC, although just a worse, more bratty version.
Yeah, I'm not buying it. I just, again, I'm all about you can have all the arm strength, you can have all the talent in the world. He's shown me nothing. He's shown me nothing in the decision making or anything like that for me to believe that Sam Darnold is a better option than Brock Purdy. It's just not going to happen. But, no.
As far as arm talent goes, yeah, Sam Darnold's better. As far as arm talent, decision making though.
Anything else after that? No. We act like Brock Purdy can't throw the fucking deep ball, which he can.
Fam.
Well, talent and execution are two different things.
Yeah.
Jeff George was known as the best thrower of the football for like a decade.
Yeah.
And he was always on a team with a losing record because he was a fucking shitty quarterback. Like Jamarcus Russell could hypothetically, thread the needle on a pin with a football, and every pin that I've seen is the eye little of the needle is way smaller than football. So like the fact that he could do it and scouts say he could do it is amazing to me. But more importantly, he sucked at playing quarterback. So I'm not saying that Sam Darnold's better than Brock Purdy. That's not what I'm saying.
No.
What I'm saying is look at Shanahan's career of making quarterbacks absolute gods while he's calling the plays for them. Matt Ryan was an MVP. Matt Ryan was an MVP. Say what you want about Matt Ryan. Say what you want about the 28-3. Matt Ryan was an MVP. That's a sample size in the NFL against a whole season of defenses where
Matt Ryan can win an MVP.
Under Shanahan was the best player in the league. And that's just Matt Ryan. Then you go to Jimmy Garoppolo. Have you guys seen any Raiders games this year?
Josh McDaniels is a terrible coach.
Yeah, Jimmy Garoppolo went to the Super Bowl with Shanahan as his play caller. And Josh, you're the best scout in the history of the NFL because Brock Purdy was the last player taken in his draft.
I didn't even know he got drafted.
Yeah, and neither did most of the NFL teams because they looked at him next to a lot of other guys and said, yeah, that guy's not it.
Yeah, they did the same thing. They did the same thing to Tom Brady, and look what happened.
Well, not that Brock Purdy.
That's not. Hold on. Whoa. We can't. All right. Hold on.
Yeah, don't let Josh come on and talk about like he knew Brock Purdy when he was saying that.
Because I'm Country K. Since I wasn't introduced, I introduced myself. I'm Country K.
You're
secondly,
yeah.
It's a lot of slanderous bullshit been spewed tonight. We've been giving Brock Purdy credit for not fucking doing a goddamn thing. I ain't seen him do shit yet to when he like, oh my God, he's slicing the defense up. No, he fuck not. Y'all played 6 sorry ass teams.
I ain't gonna lie.
Like, and then secondly, if you gonna sit here and say that Shanahan can fucking do this shit with anybody, then Brock Purdy anybody. He was a 7th rounder for a fucking reason. Jimmy G, if you're gonna say he sucked, that's still anybody. Sam Darnold, like Corey said, that's an anybody motherfucker too, if you see him saying that. So again, you can put Jamarcus Russell in that system. Guess what he gonna do? Win games in the regular season, but choke the fuck in the playoffs like Kyle Shanahan does. We not letting this shit slide no fucking more. Secondly, you let Brock Purdy and Tom Brady be in the same fucking breath out of your mouth.
I'm making a point. I'm not saying that the careers are going to end up being the same.
Hey, Caleb, we're together. That's your older brother. You should have stopped this shit before I said something.
I didn't know he was going to say Brady. Why would I assume that he's going to talk about Brady?
Hey, look, fam, I don't know, but you know your brother better than I do. Y'all fucking stayed together for a very long fucking time.
I understand that. I understand that.
You should have stopped this bullshit.
Well, how could I have known he would fucking talk about Tom Brady, bro? There's no way.
All right.
I was just using it as an example that they had said the same thing to a guy that went in the 6th round, and no one ever thought he was going to get a chance, and look what happened. I'm not at all saying that the careers are going to be the same. I'm just saying that it is possible that scouts got it fucking wrong.
No, but Country K, here's the other thing that I want cleared up because you're the firsthand experience guy. Give us the hot the hot take scouting report from Josh on the guy Purdy before everybody knew his name, because we keep hearing the pat on the back. It's so loud. I thought it was a thunderous applause at this point. It seems revisionist.
Call it revisionist. I don't know how it's revisionist. I'm just saying, like, I've seen the guy and what he's been able to do. Now, again,
You didn't
I'm
know
not.
shit.
Oh,
You
Caleb.
did not
I
fucking
pay
know
attention.
when
I
he
pay
got
attention to
that.
Texas. I pay attention to Iowa, like Big 12 football. That's where he was playing.
So you
So
must
again,
have
I
been
had
a
to pay
huge
attention to this
Seneca
guy.
Wallace fan.
Yeah. Hey, Seneca Wallace. But I mean, look, and again, and the only reason why I was saying it is because I thought Brock Purdy was going to be better than Trey Lance.
I just remember
Specifically.
being in the house, or not being in the house, or at least like having Gus around or whatever and talking to Gus and everything. And I just remember just most of the vibe going, after Jimmy G got hurt and Trey Lance got hurt, that the ongoing feeling in the house or in the family was, we're fucked for the season. And then after 4 or 5
Few
weeks,
games.
a few games, then it was, Brock Purdy all the way. But I mean, and that's the only reason why I think.
Well, and we've beaten up on a guy whose team is pretty much almost flawless all season. Let's invoke the Dave Chappelle haters ball episode and hate on my favorite team.
You pour water on Buckmaster's
mind,
mama's dish bowl.
would you mind a little bit of a New York Jets take?
Oh boy, a New York Jets take. Hey, do you think Aaron Rodgers is going to come back early? Huh? You think his Achilles is going to be fully healed as if some magical fucking mushroom that he's going to pick from the wilderness in some dark ass area in Alaska? He's going to be led by the Northern Lights. He's going to find this magic mushroom at the end of a fucking rainbow. He's going to take that mushroom and his Achilles heel is going to be miraculously repaired. And he's going to play before the end of the season.
I'm a big fan of Bart Scott and Alan Hahn. They do a national actual show, but it's local here in the New York area. And when they were talking about, because it's a big local topic, the New York Jets, Aaron Rodgers, the week to week. It's New York area here in New Jersey, even though they all play in New Jersey. As Dub Alvarez from the other side of the ball would say, the East Rutherford Jets.
Yep.
Bart Scott said that, well, if Aaron Rodgers is going to Germany, right, where they do that hypobarometric chamber, stem cell, baby fetus, whatever they do, the guys that go over there seem to come back quick. So I don't know if it's Alaska or if it's specifically, an underground like Mewtwo, like cryogenic chamber. I
don't know where. I don't even know where he did the
Aaron
darkness.
Rodgers. It's Aaron Rodgers. He's got it.
Yeah,
back.
I did just reference Pokemon 2000, the movie. So that's the first on the show. But listen, I think the Jets' point isn't if Aaron Rodgers believes, because that's all it is at this point. He's not coming back. Aaron Rodgers believes he will come back because he wants something to do, and he likes the attention, in my opinion.
Yeah,
the story of it being out there and being a possibility is enough.
Well, he's going to ride that gravy train until fucking the wheels fall off, and then he retires at the end of the season because he's fucked.
Well, it's just such a New York Jets situation, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
They had all the hope in the world, all the hype. The Jets fans, I hear in Greeny in the morning every goddamn morning going, yes, we got Aaron Rodgers. Things are going to go great. Everything's going to be great. Jets fans are awesome. First fucking 40 seconds of the goddamn game, and he's out with a torn Achilles.
What's even funnier is the fact that how Corey was
And
like,
they still
being
won
a
the
Jets
game.
fan and stuff. But me and the girlfriend, we watched the Hard Knocks for the
Yeah,
New
I was
York.
going to mention Hard Knocks too. Yeah.
And she, we're going through the season right now, and we finished the Hard Knock season, but we're talking about the football season. We're watching. She's interested because Taylor Swift's on there, and but she's like, "Am I a Jets fan?" Like when because she grew like an emotional attachment to the players on the Jets and all that stuff. And I said, "No, I'm not going to let you do that." No.
Yeah. You're better than
Nah.
30% of the parents out in this area, which
I'm
force
like,
their
no.
kids to grow up with that
Yeah.
prayer.
I told her, I'm like, don't do that to yourself. There's no reason to do that.
Hey,
If
Caleb, you
anything,
should
have
write
her
a
watch
letter to
last
the editor.
season's Hard Knocks, and she could be a Lions fan like the old bandwagon. But listen, here's the Jets thing. Right? All of us, and us a little bit included, because with the best case scenario, the Jets were a hypothetical good team. But what happened this offseason was the Jets in a season where they had zero quarterback play were almost competitive, right? They weren't that good last year. They had the rookie of the year on offense, the defensive rookie of the year, and they had, a defense statistically that was in the top 10.
Yeah. The
Random,
potential's there for sure.
Random, automated applause or something, right?
Yeah.
So they said to themselves, all right, if we get Aaron Rodgers, we're a Super Bowl team. Well, who is Aaron Rodgers? He's a 39-year-old quarterback. He's a 39-year-old quarterback that, for all the good that he's been, and he's been one of the greatest of all time, don't get me wrong. Can we say that he's been a
he's got a ring
healthy quarterback?
Oh, okay.
So the red flag there is what it is. Now, the hindsight is 2020 vision Jet fan, right? As soon as Aaron Rodgers goes down, now they're saying that, oh, well, we knew that this was a possibility. How is Zach Wilson the backup quarterback when we have a chance to? No. The Jets fans are just, they always miss the mark. So they were too positive when they got Aaron Rodgers.
The Joe Namath curse.
And then they
I still say to this day, Joe Namath sold his soul to the devil to win that game against Johnny Unitas. And the end of that deal was the Jets would never win another Super Bowl.
Well, a lot of teams don't win Super Bowls.
Get close. Be terrible.
Look at the Dolphins since '72, and they had one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. So let's be clear.
Never got one.
Not every team is the Buccaneers, the San Francisco 49ers, the Cowboys, the Steelers, and the Patriots. They're just not.
Ain't won shit in almost 30 years. So.
Well, the multiple championship winning teams, and yes, but I included the Buccaneers, and they were known as one of the worst organizations of all time until they started to turn it around with Tony Dungy as their coach.
Very true.
But my point with the Jets is that, and I'll stop talking because I've been pontificating. They were so positive incorrectly in the beginning of the season. And when your hopes and dreams are resting on a Hall of Fame quarterback being special and you winning the Super Bowl because the year before you were bottom of mid. As soon as that player's out, you don't have a chance, whether you had Tyrod Taylor, whether you had, they could have Colin Kaepernick for all I care. They're not going to the Super Bowl if that one player goes down. So now the Jets fans are even more sensationally idiotic. And what they're doing is now they're being ultra negative about the opportunity to actually be able to find out about Zach Wilson once and for all. When if Aaron Rodgers isn't playing, the Jets have no chance of winning the Super Bowl. So as soon as he got hurt, now the season turns into a referendum on what can this kid do. And now the Jets fans are complaining like they don't have a legitimate backup like I don't know, like 1999, Chad Pennington was going to walk through the goddamn door. I don't know. I just can't stand these Jets fans because when they had the nice shiny thing, they first of all didn't realize how fragile it was going to be, and they didn't fix the offensive line. No one said, "Oh, we fixed the offensive line." They said Aaron Rodgers will figure it out. Well, gets hurt. That was writing on the wall. Yeah. And now their expectation is in signing all of Aaron Rodgers' friends and Dalvin Cook that they were going to be able to afford a legitimate backup. There's nobody available that could win a Super Bowl.
Cam Newton.
Can you get Nick Foles out there?
Hey, look, hold on. First off, don't be funny about that. Don't be funny about that. Because on some real shit, I was trying to get to the point, but I got a phone call. My shit kept fucking up, so I let y'all go on about the Jets. The Jets is trash. I'm sorry, Corey, but Jersey's still gonna be fucking fucked up for a little bit longer, bro. I'm sorry.
They're gonna be bad out there.
It sucks.
I hate the Jets. They're just. It's just so funny that the Jets will always jet, even when we were told that they figured it out.
I was more than saying that for the fact that the area would like flourish a little bit more because the team locally would be good. That was more than what I was referencing, but as far as
the way you feel about how the delusional Jets fans are is exactly the way that Kay feels about most 49er fans.
Nah, don't compare me to that shit because they just been good. I've been living in the Bay since 2008. I've been hearing this shit the whole fucking time. I've been watching pundits and saying all kind of shit, and I've been seeing y'all choke Super Bowls off. Y'all went to 2 and choked them both off. So I ain't trying to hear that shit. Nope. The Jets ain't been nowhere to the playoffs, nowhere close to that. Matter of fact, scratch that. They did have 2 butt fumbles. So, but nah.
At least they can have that. Mark Sanchez wins. Mark Sanchez gets them to 2 AFC championship games, beating fucking Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, and the most thing that he's known for is the butt fumble.
Well, because he didn't win shit. It was Bart Scott and them won that shit. He ain't win the goddamn thing.
Yeah, there's 3 things that you can't do in a football game and not get memed. One is run the wrong way. You can't do it. Can't do it.
First.
You can't eat a stiff arm. You can't eat a stiff arm like a Feastables chocolate bar. Shout out to Mr. Beast. I'm trying to get him to buy the A7FL or invest. Fuck it. Yeah. Feastables.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
At every 7-Eleven, I don't know. It's a non-existent promo. Now people will hear it and probably sue me. They probably
get a cease and desist letter. Thanks, Corey.
The third thing you cannot do is turn over the ball because you accidentally run face first into an offensive lineman, which is one of the worst asses I would argue to run into on a football field. But if you run into an offensive lineman's ass face first and then fumble, I mean, he should have just ran the wrong way.
I was going to say
Dan Orlovsky's made a career of it.
Right there. I mean, it should have just been over with.
I'm sorry. Did you guys
he should have pulled Avonte Davis and retired at halftime. Right after that. Just done.
But we got to remember the coach at that time for the Jets had a tattoo of his wife wearing the quarterback's jersey. So,
oh God.
The Jets.
The Sanchez, yes.
The Jets. And listen, it'll always be the Jets. It never will be the Jets.
I wonder if he regrets that tattoo. You think Rex Ryan has gotten rid of it or put a tattoo over it by this point? Or does he still have a real big man crush on Mark Sanchez?
It's that his foot fetish was revealed. That's the regret from Coach Rex Ryan. He could live the tattoo down. He couldn't live the other, and then he got fired.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Just terrible. Going down the list of games this week. Obviously, again, we just saw the Broncos and Chiefs on Thursday. That was not necessarily fun to watch. Broncos are just playing terrible football right now. I wanted to ask you real quick, Kay, I wanted to ask you something because you were one of the. I don't want to say like you were the biggest, not
I was
fan
a
of Sean
believer
Payton, but
in
you were.
Sean. I was a believer in
Yeah,
Sean Payton to be able to turn Russell Wilson season around. I help you with the question.
You,
And you're asking me what the fuck's going on right now. Got it. Here's the thing.
yeah.
Here's the thing. Here's a 100% thing. They do not have a fucking receiver. So if you don't have a receiver, and if your other side of the team, like if you don't have a number one receiver, and then your number one receiver is actually a fucking dog, then you able to do shit. If your defense got like Corey said, a high level Trump supporter at fucking defensive line, then you know what I'm saying? When you got a motherfucking goddamn named Cowabunga at safety, you got Fred Warner at backer, you able to do something. It don't matter what your offense generates at that point.
I ain't gonna
Right?
lie. Russell Wilson looked like a 5-year-old standing behind all his dads and
I
just
feel you.
batted ball.
The
after
offensive line
batted
is big
ball.
and sorry as fuck. That's my
Yeah,
point. They big and sorry, and they don't have a number
They
one.
need to
Jerry
clean
Jeudy is
house.
fucking booty. Steve Smith called him out before the game, and
Judy
it
is
was rightfully
booty.
so. Rightfully fucking so. Because he went out there and displayed a high level 47 fucking yards receiving. Thank you. For making Steve Smith look stupid as shit. Thank you, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, he has no separation. He has nothing. The only
Steve
receiver that
Smith
caught a
clowned the
touchdown was
shit out of him.
What's crazy is,
and shout out to Cortland Sutton.
Judy's got some potential, but fucking he hates Russell Wilson, and you can fucking see it. Oh my god, you can see that shit on camera. He fucking hates.
You could see it after last season how they felt about Russell Wilson.
Yeah, here's
and
my problem. I don't. Where do you see the potential in Jared Jeudy? And what route running, separation? Like, what do you see the potential at? Being able to catch the ball? What is
Well, where is it? Where is his ceiling?
Nah, fuck that. Tell me the potential.
Wide receiver 3.
The potential will give us the grade.
I think honestly, for Judy, I think he could be the number one guy there, but he's not going to do that because he's got no fucking connection with Russell.
You seriously think it's a connection with them? Well, who does Jared Jeudy need to be able to be a real number one receiver? Because it seems like at this point, he needs Tom Brady or fucking.
Before you answer that question, that actually plays perfectly into this question. Sean Payton was talking a whole lot of stuff about how he admired Caleb Williams. And that gets me to wondering, especially since there's a whole talk of a fire sale about to happen out there in Denver. What are the odds Denver tanks enough, gets Caleb Williams, and then he's good enough to be? At that point, if Jeudy doesn't produce, then it's like, all right, you're out.
You lost it. I mean, you won a game. You're not able to get them. It's already a team with an O record. You won a game.
Yeah, but what are the odds they're going to go in?
That's going to play out, and then we'll see which quarterback is the best. I think Caleb Williams is easily the front runner. But
what's crazy to me?
Interesting question because, Josh, you were kind of saying it with Kay. I've been a Russell Wilson supporter for too long. Now I've jumped off that bandwagon, but I'll admit that I was wrong. And the question that I have for you guys is, has there ever been a quarterback who was clearly a Hall of Famer early in his career that has played so poorly that he's now, like, do we even look at Russell Wilson as a Hall of Famer still?
I don't think
bad.
I think
people considered him a Hall of Famer even when he was coming out of Seattle.
Nah,
I mean that's crazy to say
he
because
definitely
of the
had
numbers
the
that he put up.
argument of being a Hall of Famer coming out of Seattle. Definitely had that argument.
Yeah, that's just you being a Niner fan.
But
all right.
As far absolutely Niner fandom right there. He's a Hall of Famer on Seattle. That's a Hall of Fame career.
Yeah, but I mean after these past 2 years and the last year he had in Seattle, and then all of the teammates and ex-teammates coming out saying he's a shit teammate, it's hard to look at him that way.
I've never seen a quarterback that was a Hall of Famer change teams and then not be a Hall of Famer anymore.
Yeah.
We see it all the time. We see quarterbacks change teams at the end of their run And you know, hey, they didn't live up, but you know, we still remember that, right? I've never seen that before. And you know, you talk about Caleb Williams maybe going to the Broncos. You know why? You know why in my opinion, CJ Stroud is having such a good year for the Texans? Is because they have made it a point to protect him literally with a good offensive line, and with their play calls, putting him in a position where he can execute plays that are set up for him to win.
Yeah.
As opposed to, you know, Richardson for the Colts has had some flashes of like that high level brilliance, but I just don't think that that's the quarterback that you wanted to throw in there against NFL defenses and try to learn on the fly. Now we'll
Well, he's
see how
out
that
for
plays
4 weeks now. He's on the IR.
But whoever, the
I
reason he's on the
don't even
IR is
get me
because of,
started on that fucking guy. Oh my god.
yeah, he's probably not ready to go in. That's why he's
Oh
there.
my
That's why
god.
Minshew might win a few games with them.
Uncle Rico.
I tried to tell y'all.
But listen, Caleb Williams, if he goes to the Broncos with the problems that they have with their offensive line, he's not going to look good because quarterbacks don't look good if they don't have protection, period.
Yeah.
So then, do you think Sean Payton would actually have the wherewithal to build an offensive line, knowing that he's going to get somebody like Caleb Williams?
I don't think if he's in line to get Caleb Williams, I don't think you can pass on him. But that's the quickest way to turn a really talented, potentially great quarterback into, even if it's the best case scenario and you don't have an offensive line. You guys remember a guy in Andrew Luck?
Yeah.
Andrew Luck is a Hall of Famer that couldn't keep going because he never had a good offensive line, and he was an elite level quarterback, period.
And what's crazy is the
Played 8
year
years.
he finally got a good offensive line. He's like, I'm fucking over this shit.
Retired.
You know.
And he got booed out of the stadium, too. That's the fucked up part about the whole thing.
That was fucked. I couldn't stand that shit. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? They haven't protected him his entire fucking career, and you're going to get upset because he's like, I'm trying to look out for my fucking future. I really don't need this shit. I'm a Stanford grad in engineering. So, you know.
My dad already has money and he has a league overseas.
I don't need none of this shit. Why would I want to sit there and fucking take thousands of hits every season?
Exactly.
There's no reason to.
Yep. Dunzo and out.
You know, he's still living in fucking Palo Alto. Like, you know what I mean?
He can afford it. He's living it. We got the Ravens versus the Titans to start off in the international series out there in London. Again, another game out in Tottenham Stadium. Ravens, Titans. I think I'm going to go with the
Everybody
Ravens.
on the Ravens healthy.
For the most
Lamar,
part.
Odell, I think, is coming back. They got all the other mediocre receivers, and they got Gus Edwards and the other running back. So, yeah, I think I'm going to pick Ravens for that simple fact.
I'm picking Ravens.
The Titans personally don't – I personally don't think that
Ryan Tannehill's trash.
Yeah, that's what I was about to go with. Ryan Tannehill. And they got
isn't he not even their quarterback anymore?
Nah, he's still the QB. I was forced to pick him up in my 2 quarterback league because Deshaun got hurt. Yeah, Deshaun got hurt, and he was doing all right. So
I ain't gonna lie, you got it lucky, man. I have no running backs in my fantasy league. I got Dameon Pierce is my best running back in my league. Nick Chubb went down.
Yeah, I want to pick Nick Chubb anyway.
I had Nick Chubb, and he was doing good for the first 2 weeks.
Yeah,
He's getting me all my points. I was cool, and I'm like, I auto drafted him. Like, how the fuck did I get Nick Chubb? You know, like, and then that shit went to shit. I was like, well, this season's shocked.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
With the Ravens, I think it's interesting. The question for the Ravens, for me, guys, is what you've seen from them so far. Are they a playoff team?
No.
Nah,
and this is not a referendum on Lamar Jackson because I think he's treated unfairly in general.
Yeah.
But when you pay the quarterback that money, your team is not good anymore. So you look at teams like the Ravens, they pay their quarterback, and now to get that $40 million from the 8 or 9 he was paid on the rookie contract, you're stealing away $30 million, which, if you really break it down, is 3 all-pro level starters compared to rookie free agents. Or if you spread it out, it's like 6 starters over, a veteran minimum, $3 million guy. 6 starters spread across 22 roster spots, right? That's what you do to your team when you pay the quarterback. So that quarterback better be Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
And you better have a coach like Andy Reid, because the Cowboys, the Ravens, and especially the Giants, paying a quarterback $40 million, ruining their roster, cap.
What I will never understand is how fucking Danny Dimes got fucking paid.
How did he get the nickname Danny Dimes? God damn it! The only dimes he throws is to the other fucking team.
It's sarcasm, Josh. That's first. You're not catching that.
All right, first of all,
I don't understand how the fuck that man got paid.
First of all, stop disparaging Lamar Jackson 2.0's name like that, please. Their statistical pars are incredible.
Gotcha.
He didn't get the big contract. He got an extension so he could be the starter for a year or 2 more, and then it's like a let's see. So yeah, he got $40 million a year, but he didn't get a big time deal that keeps him in New York forever. So the reason he got that money is because he plays ball, right? Whenever the Giants aren't good, everybody says that Daniel Jones is terrible. The fact that he has like an Eli way about him and it doesn't bother him.
He does. He so does.
It means
Eli Manning
that the rest
2.0.
of the guys are out of the line of fire. Nobody's talking about how Darren Waller is an absolute nobody.
Yeah.
Brian Daboll is praised to this point because they're like, Daniel Jones it looks like if Eli Manning was dropped at birth, right?
What accurate as hell.
But what? Yeah, that was too good. What quarterback did the Giants get this year instead of Daniel Jones? That is an improvement.
They did? Did they?
No.
He's asking
What hypothetical? Like when you're faced with extend Daniel Jones on this ridiculous but $40 million a year for like 2 more years type of deal, or basically shun him and not have a future with him, and if he has a good year, now you got to pay him like $300 million, or you replaced him with a capable guy that was available. Like, what do the Giants do that they're better now?
Honestly, it's very hard to answer that question until we see somebody else take under center, which we will this week with Tyrod Taylor. If Tyrod Taylor can make goddamn souffle out of this shit, then we can see what's going on. But outside of that, I don't really see the roster being capable enough to even do shit. So I feel like Daniel Jones is unfair.
Yeah, so if you got Derek Carr, like that's not going to change the Giants' spot in the league. They're still not a good team. If you got, let's say they got Jimmy Garoppolo, I'm sure I know exactly what you guys will say about that. And if they're
going to the Super Bowl,
if they somehow pulled off the Aaron Rodgers thing, they'd be in the exact same position as the Jets are right now.
Yeah.
So what they had to do is they kind of had to bite the bullet, because the worst part about the Giants season last year is that they overachieved and won a playoff game. So instead of their and I say that seriously, because did they win because they were the better team most Sundays, or because smoke and mirrors, Brian Daboll kind of put it together a little bit?
Yeah.
And they just so happened to run into the playoffs. They ran into the Vikings instead of literally any other team. And really, it's no
A team that
disrespect
never has great luck.
but because this happens to teams all the time. They go 11-6, or when it used to be 11-5, and it's like, are we actually this good? Or and then they go into the fallacy that yes, we are good. Let's build a little bit on top of that. When the core was kind of rotten to begin with, and now that core is you can't wash it out. That's part of the group, because they did things like, all right, we're gonna go get a playmaker, but we can't afford anybody, so let's get Darren Waller. Nobody wants him because he never was on the field, but if he could be on the field, he's a playmaker. All right, cool. All right, let's get a couple of guys that, if they do the best that they possibly can, maybe we can fix this offensive line. And they had so many ifs and if, then none of them worked out. And now they're, in my opinion, one of the worst teams to watch in the league.
Yeah, it's not good football.
I think
Week in, week out,
that's a
definitely
pretty
not good
general opinion on the entire country with the Giants, is that they are, just about bottom of the barrel.
They're terrible, but at the same time, I mean, you can't really. I mean, fuck. I mean, I can't even say that. I'm just saying, like, you can show a little sympathy because they swung and missed with their first round draft pick. These old linemen, they swung and missed like a motherfucker. So, I mean, they had a bunch of situations, you know what I mean, that's put them in this position. I'm not gonna sit here and give them too much credit, but I mean, shit, they're gonna have a top pick. Personally, I don't think they get rid of Daniel Jones. I really think they need to get one of these wide receivers. They need to get like Marvin Harrison Jr. and then the second round get another receiver. They need weapons.
Well, the thing is that when you go for the top pick when you have it, and you don't do the thing where you kind of like trade back and then try to get more opportunities of good players. I think what people don't really get, and even guys that are actually making the picks don't get, is that it's really not that much higher of a percentage that the guys hit in the first round than they do the second, third, and fourth rounds. Yeah. Most of the best teams in the league are made up of second, third, and fourth round guys. Yes, they have first round picks here and there. And yes, when you identify a guy that's really special, you should probably get him. But when you have like the second or third or fourth or fifth pick, it's so much better to do the not Trey Lance thing and trade back, because let's say you trade up. Not only could you possibly miss on that pick that you're actually taking, you 100% missed out on all the other picks that you traded to get there. So you miss 4 times if you miss on the one.
True.
And we talked about, like, the quarterback and paying them and the math that you do. When you're picking, if the Giants want to win, they think that they could win now. They can't. You pick up Marvin Harrison Jr. What if Daniel Jones is the problem? It's not going to solve it. In my opinion, they need to identify that they need to rebuild. And Brian Daboll has shown that with chicken shit, he can make a little bit of a chicken salad. So give him the ability to start building a team that looks like a winner, because right now it looks kind of hard to watch.
Stinks. All right, let's wrap it.
So I'm going to ask you a quick question, Corey. I mean, being a quarterback, do you seriously think the Giants have actual capable weapons to play against any team in the NFL right now? Like just wide receivers, not Saquon. Eliminated Saquon and Darren Waller. Do you think they have the wide receivers to actually be competitive in the NFL?
My counter question is this: Have you seen quarterbacks with not that great of wide receiver talent succeed in the NFL?
Yeah,
it's possible.
What is the common factor that all of those quarterbacks probably have? If they don't have the top tier weapons.
True, but at the same time, I'm only saying that for the fact of I don't think Daniel Jones is the quarterback that he need a splash player. Is my long statement. The reason why I said Marvin Harrison Jr. because if you give him a bunch of mediocre guys, he got mediocre guys right now. If Sterling Shepard can stay healthy, he's mediocre, but he can't stay healthy, so he's bottom tier to me.
Thank you for naming a receiver because I couldn't.
Yeah, because my answer,
he's the number one.
My answer, K, is you can succeed at quarterback if you don't have the top end playmaker. No one can succeed at quarterback without a good offensive line.
Very true.
The great quarterbacks like Tom Brady and Peyton Manning learn to elevate their offensive lines with quicker decision making. But the Patriots offensive lines and the Colts offensive lines in front of him, they were filled with guys that went to the Pro Bowl every year. So Daniel Jones has no chance, even if he has a playmaker, because you take a guy like Marvin Harrison, right, Jr. Let's go back in time when the last time the Giants had an elite quarterback, and that's what he is, and an elite wide receiver. Odell Beckham Jr. was bitching about Eli Manning because since the offensive line was so bad, he wasn't getting any deep type of throws. He was just getting slants. And the only reason he was just getting slants is because there wasn't enough time for a playmaker like Odell Beckham Jr. to get separation on a route that was more than just a 3-step drop. So Daniel Jones entered this season with no chance to look impressive. Probably in more than maybe 3 games, he'll look okay.
He's playing
Thank you for
like
answering the point I wanted you to make. That's exactly that last point you made right there, Corey, was the point I was looking for.
So all the $40 million really is it might have been Daniel Jones going into management and saying, look, in my opinion, you have not addressed enough things on this offense to make me look good. Right now, I need to get paid big money because you're going to ruin my reputation around this league because next year we go in and we're going to look like fucking shit.
Yeah, that's what happened.
All right, Dan. You can get $40 million a year.
Yeah.
You deserve it.
Let's rapid fire through these picks real quick. We already went Ravens, Titans. So Washington football team, because we don't even know what their team name is going to be anymore. Atlanta Falcons. Corey, real quick, who you got?
I don't know. Pass. Both of those teams. Look, the only thing that's nice about those teams is Bijan Robinson, and the whole Washington thing. I'm over it even existing. Good for Ron Rivera.
Just move the team. Move the team.
Let's just put them on how like the cable networks would have a game in blackout.
Yeah.
Let's just have the Washington.
They used to do that to the Raiders all the time.
1 year blackout, just blackout. Pay the players, have them just sit there, whatever.
Caleb, who you got?
Oh, I thought we were moving on. Give me Atlanta.
Okay.
My AirPod died. It was Atlanta and who?
Washington.
Washington.
Give me Washington.
Well, that's a division rival thing right there.
No, it's
Vikings,
not.
Bears.
It's not because here's the thing. Atlanta don't have shit on offense other than Bijan Robinson. It's hard for me to give Josh his credit, but you were 100% right about Bijan Robinson. That's it. That's all I'm basing this shit off of. They don't have shit else on offense. If Ritter don't have a very shitty fucking defense to play against, he ain't gonna do shit. So that's all it's based off of. Ain't got nothing to do about my division.
Washington's defense is not great.
Atlanta's my little
brother. I honestly might have said Washington if I didn't never want to hear my mouth say that. You know what I mean? So it's definitely not
Vikings, Bears. Vikings, Bears, go. Anybody?
Is Jefferson healthy?
No, he's not. He's done for at least 4 to 6 games.
I'm taking the Bears. Fuck it.
Man, I'm still very down on Justin Fields, even if he did one time look like great things. Come on, let's be honest.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's had 2 strong outings this week. I don't know, but without Justin Jefferson, I don't see Kirk.
I think Addison's gonna have a breakout game for him.
Nah.
I just think the Bears. All year. He only had one game where he played bad,
man.
He only had one game where he played bad.
They're not. I just
So-
don't like them.
I'm taking the Bears. Fuck it. I need fantasy points. I'm starting Fields this week.
We'll talk about that next week.
I know. I know it. Or should I start Shroud?
What the fuck?
Stroud is the more
Justin Fields
consistent.
or CJ Stroud? How is that a decision?
I don't
You
know,
should
man.
you should
43
have
points in
done
1
the
week
right
is a
thing.
lot.
You should have done the right thing and listened to me and just drafted Tua originally.
I auto drafted.
Well,
Well,
Yes,
there we go.
fuck.
That's your problem. Seahawks, Bengals.
Bengals.
Yeah, give me the Bengals.
I fear that the Bengals just aren't right. Give me the fighting former New York Jet quarterbacks, the Seahawks.
The Sea Chickens. All right. Yeah, I'm going with the Bengals. 49ers versus the Browns. You already know who I'm going.
Why did you ask?
Well, I just wanted to know if Kay was going to say it or not.
Well, he left.
He signed off. He doesn't even want to have a
All right, that's that answer. Panthers, Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Hold on. I wanted to make a Deshaun Weinstein joke. Never mind.
And that's the union required Deshaun Watson joke of the show. Dolphins, Panthers.
Dolphins.
Yeah, Dolphins by a mile.
Eventually the Dolphins are going to kind of not look perfect, but it's not going to be against the Panthers.
Yeah. Colts, Jaguars. Gardner Minshew going against his former team.
Well, I think it's more the travel. Don't sleep on that.
London back to Jacksonville
that shit is gonna kill the Jaguars, and I think the Colts, even though they're the worst team, are gonna sneak one out.
Jonathan Taylor already got that game rust out. You might go for a big game. We'll see.
Nah, that's one of those. That's one of those that Vegas just puts out there, and everybody's like, "Oh, the Jaguars are gonna destroy them," and then it's like, that's how Vegas builds.
Okay, that was perfect timing. As soon as I said, like, "Okay, what'd you think 49ers Browns?" and it backed out, Caleb's like, "See, he doesn't give a shit about this game." Like, it was perfect. Perfect timing, my friend.
Say what?
The best.
I've been backstage in like the last 3 games. Because I got a phone call.
Got it. Let's see. Yeah. So who we got? Colts, Jaguars.
Colts.
I'm gonna go with the Colts.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on.
I'm a Colts
on
fan.
this one.
I hate Jacksonville so fucking much.
The Aints versus the Texans.
Houston.
I think I'm going Houston here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Houston at home.
Yeah.
Yo, this
Corey?
game features the. Wait, how are the Texans actually decent versus the? Oh my God, the Saints are actually winning a lot of games this year. What the? So I think honestly, the Saints probably win that game. The Saints, what's their record?
2 and
They are 3-2.
3. Oh, they won
3 and
3
2.
games.
Over
Look at
500.
them. Good job.
That's what I'm saying, right? and what's the Texans record? They're like 2 and 3, right?
2 and 3. Yep, just flip it.
Yeah. So it's like wow, the Texans are like, they don't look the worst. But then we said that the Saints are 3 and 2, and Country K was like, wait, what? I thought they were 0 and 5. No. I think the Saints win that game.
All right, Patriots, Raiders.
Oh
Ooh,
God,
this ought to be fun.
Fuck.
This is gonna be fun. Sarcasm. Okay, going with the Raiders. I'm going with the Patriots.
This is what we call a taco bye week, Josh. Move on.
The taco bye week. Yeah. Let's just go move along.
Yeah.
This is Bill Belichick's chance to get one step closer to Don Shula, because let's face it, gentlemen, he's got to take him where he can get him. He's got to take those dubs where he can get them. He can't let this one slip away.
Yeah, he got the new Eddie Lacy, right?
He's only got two chances a year against the Jets. So this Raiders game is a must win.
For the Patriots, because I'll never pick the Raiders in my lifetime. Cardinals versus the Rams.
I got the Rams. Puka Nacua.
Puka been balling. That's what we
Hell
going.
yeah.
And Cooper Kupp is back too. So, means more than you think.
No, he just coming back off an injury. He's a wide receiver coming off an ACL injury. He gonna take a few weeks to get acclimated. He don't mean shit this game.
Against an Arizona team who is dog shit.
Yeah, I think that's more the story. Nobody hears Los Angeles Rams and trembles in their boots unless you got to fucking block Aaron Donald. But I think even less teams tremble in their boots when they got to play the Arizona Cardinals at this point.
Yeah,
Kyler or no Kyler.
Yeah, they should just stick with Josh Dobbs the rest of the year. Fuck it. They're moving on from Kyler anyway, so it doesn't even matter at this point.
Is he going to play baseball or something?
He probably should. If you hear K, he should probably take Jameis Winston with him. Go get the MLB contract.
Yeah, he's not playing baseball. He might be playing MLB 2K, but it's definitely some video game.
Eagles, Jets. Yeah, a new Call of Duty's coming out. He's going to be unavailable. Eagles, Jets.
How the Eagles keep getting these easy ass fucking games.
Right. They got like the easiest schedule, and they're not making it look easy.
Last year. What the fuck? They want them to
go
back.
They are not making it look easy, but it's gonna be ugly on their game, but they're gonna win.
The NFL is clearly trying to make a Warriors-Cavaliers situation between the Eagles and the Niners.
Well, no, that's the only sport that can't do it because they all play the approximate same schedule now. The NFC East does have the AFC East, so yeah, they get the Jets.
The NFC East is dog shit, and they're playing the
AFC,
anybody other than the Dolphins right now and the Bills. Well, the Dolphins and the Bills are good.
The Dolphins are for real. Anyway,
all right. Lions, Buccaneers.
What's the spread on the Eagles game?
Spread on that one, they got Philly -6.5. Over under 41.
You see what the spread is though, right?
Yep.
It's not, the Jets are trash, right? But the spread is not 14. It's not 10. It's not 9.
I think they're counting on the Jets defense again.
Yeah. The Eagles offense is not going to look as good as they normally do. But the thing is that's like one of those games. It's going to be like 21-10.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But I think it's universal here. Eagles taking this one. Lions, Buccaneers. I'm going with Detroit.
Detroit's for real.
I know who K's got, and that's not even out of like hatred or anything. I just like how Detroit's been playing.
No, K said Detroit, right?
No, hey Corey, are you hiffing glue over there, son?
You can't pick your team every week. They look good.
The fuck I can, sir.
I was say I do.
So, like, here's the thing. The reason why I can, because like I told Josh and I told Dub and all those guys when I was on that show, Baker Mayfield hasn't thrown a season away from me yet. When you had Odell Beckham and Jarvis Landry, they both was hurt. What you expect? He ain't really thrown a season away. He been in a bunch of bullshit ass situations, and the way he's playing this year is basically a credit to what I've been saying the whole time. Get him capable receivers, and then he's gonna play well. Because the guys are capable.
He's also he's got a system that was put in place to be successful hypothetically. Now, I like some of their offensive line, like Tristan Wirfs has been healthy, this and that, right? The Bucs are better than we thought they were going to be, aren't they, guys? Right?
Kind of. A little bit better.
I mean, you can just say it.
You gotta give them credit where credit is due.
Right.
They're a little bit better than I thought.
man.
That's what I'm saying. They're a little bit credit where credit is due. They're a little bit better than what I thought they were going to be. I thought they'd be fucking 0-4 by now, but that's
A
just
little bit better.
Yeah.
Fucker, we're fucking 3-1. How is that a little bit better?
What were you talking
Yeah,
about?
that's a
You
lot
just
better.
said
The first 4 games of the
goddamn
season.
4. We're 3-1. How is that a little bit better?
That's a lot better.
First 4 weeks. First 4 weeks of the season.
And
I'm still going with Detroit. You got Kay's going with Tampa.
Brock Purdy, you keep talking that mess. Brock Purdy's about to get hurt, and the Niners are going to win another game this season.
No, the Niners.
And if that happens, they'll be like, well,
you can
then
joke
here we
all
go.
you want to. My point about the Niners, bro, real quick. Them fuckers went and got Josh Johnson. No disrespect, my man is real deal. Not that guy, bro. Like you know what I'm saying. He's serviceable, but he's not gonna get you to the Super Bowl. He ain't showing that for me.
Darnold, bro.
I mean, they got
no,
him now,
he's
but
talking about last year.
Position to
He's
win.
referring last year. Again, saying that we should have got Cam Newton.
I'm saying right now, Sam Darnold ain't showed me shit because he ain't able to play, so I can't really give him credit. Brock Purdy get hurt, then we'll see what's going on. But outside of that, I don't think he's gonna get hurt. I just think they're gonna choke that fucker off.
Nah, you'll see. Sam Darnold's gonna come in MVP of the league.
Stop it. No, he's fucking not, Corey. Knock it off. Don't wish that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Baker Mayfield might be
wait
having
for it. I ain't doing it.
May he rest in shit. Baker Mayfield might be having the best season of his career. Am I wrong? Like to start?
So far, the first 4 games, yeah. To start.
I mean,
still very early in the season. We'll see how it goes.
You keep sipping that.
I think Kay's onto something with that. You know what I like though about. I do
since we
like
got
the
our college
Lions,
correspondent
but
for a little bit.
Hey, give me steps. I stopped doing the button. Okay, let me take it a step at a fucking time. Give me a break here.
This is our
Christ.
second episode since the season started. Like, come on, don't do that.
I stopped using the button, so just give me a break. Let me.
You don't need to. He's been playing great. You can't say that anymore.
I'm not gonna say great.
This week you can't
not
say
gonna
that.
say great.
How about this?
What?
Don't press the button.
He's 7-2. How has he not played great?
Yeah, I'm not giving it yet. Not giving it yet.
1,000 yards.
Too early.
How has he not played great?
It's too early.
He's sipping on.
There's plenty of quarterbacks over 1,000 yards. That's fine.
That's the haterade.
Listen.
That's hate.
Hey,
look, Corey, can I ask a college question while we still got you?
Yes.
Was that a fumble?
Man. You're talking
Miami, Georgia Tech.
I know what you're talking
was
about.
That a fumble?
I think it was. I don't know. It was close. I don't know.
It was very close.
In that
I know it's really
though,
hard to believe that
like
happened.
The ball's out. You got to reward.
No, that's not what I was saying.
Close.
I mean, Cristobal's dumb as hell.
Josh,
that's more
on that note, when we're talking about what happened in Miami this weekend, with what happened this Saturday, I don't think you can say to Baker Mayfield, may he rest in shit. Maybe just not this week.
For real.
Yeah, that's not using that. We'll see. But I mean, we'll see how he plays against the Lions.
Week 13,
Sunday night football.
12 actually. Week 12, then you can rest in shit. That's when we play the Niners. Week 12 or week 14 is one of them. Until then, Baker ain't did shit wrong. And Odell Daddy looks stupid as fuck right now. I'm going to just go ahead and say
that. Sunday night football, the Giants versus the Bills.
Why are we talking about the Giants?
Bills.
I think Country K was onto it, though. Tyrod Taylor's the kind of quarterback that he can come in and do some shit.
Yeah, just not against the Bills.
He usually goes the first 2 weeks. He'll have some good performances, and then it's just kind of
like most backups. It's kind of like a closer in baseball.
Tyrod Taylor, Corey, is because the Bills lost in London, and they're mad as fuck about it.
Yeah,
all of them mad as fuck about losing to London.
They're not going to lose to the Giants. I just thought it was interesting because obviously the Bills are going to win that game, but. When was the last time Tyrod Taylor was playing, right? Guys, do you remember?
Back in
2 years ago?
Cleveland Browns.
For the Chargers, and the team doctor nearly killed his ass.
Yeah, the heart thing, yeah.
Enter Justin Herbert. Yo, he was balling out. Doctor goes.
I mean, we thought that was one of those moments that we thought Justin Herbert, and rightfully so, was going to, kind of take the back seat for a little bit and learn. You did get kind of thrown into the fire after the doctor fucked up and lost his job and license probably after that.
Yeah. He fucking the last time Tyrod Taylor had an opportunity at one of the most coveted 32 jobs in the United States of America, the fucking team doctors sabotaged him. I'm rooting for him. He's got it stacked against him. But
and
as a
then
quarterback,
Monday,
I'm rooting for Tyrod. I'm rooting for him to just make it out of the goddamn fucking trainer's room. Jesus.
That's true.
Monday Night Football, as if getting their ass whooped on Sunday Night Football wasn't bad enough to keep them off of primetime TV. The fucking Cowboys and the Chargers in LA. Cowboys are probably going to overrun the stadium, so
Oh my God.
that's what most teams do. Terrible Monday night games. These are starting to look more and more like the typical Thursday night games.
That's an evenly matched game. That's an evenly matched game. That's an evenly matched game, Josh. What are you talking about?
It could be evenly matched. That doesn't mean it's good football.
No, you're just being a fucking hater,
this is how this game is going to go, right? One of the teams is going to be down 24-17 with the ball in their hand and a chance to win the game, and they're going to blow it. Because both of those teams, that's their
it's either Herbert or Dak who's going to do it. Who's going to the ball last?
Either way.
My money's on Dak.
Either way. Continue, Corey. That was great.
Yeah, I mean, listen. The Chargers, since Phillip Rivers only had like 2 kids and he has like 17, they've been in the fourth quarter with less than 2 minutes to play, down by 5, and they got a chance. And they got one of the better, we talk about preseason, how they got a really good roster, and Derwin James, this and that, and then Vincent Jackson, and then, oh my God, and then lose, right? So, I mean, that's who the Chargers are. And we talked about it before. When you pay a quarterback $45 million a year, the roster just isn't that good. So, yeah, the Cowboys fans were they were dancing on each other like, in some of the San Francisco bars that I've seen accidentally after that win against the Giants, right? They were like, tongue kissing each other with Dak jerseys like pulled over into draws. All right, so listen, the Cowboys fans were feeling great week 1. They're just not that great of a team.
They're not.
And I think that no one
delusion is real. That's okay.
Yeah, listen, no one's going to
and people
tune into that game.
I think George Kittle will take that fine over and over and over and over again. But I'm going to go with the Chargers, pulling it out on this one.
All right.
Is anybody picking the Cowboys?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, okay. Are you saying that with confidence, or?
I'm saying that with my motherfucking chest out, for the simple fact of Micah's mad as fuck for losing to y'all. They playing motivated. The defense gonna win that game. It's not even gonna be like the offense gonna show. Nah, it's gonna be the defense is gonna pretty much go out there and score 35 points like Christian McCaffrey did a few weeks ago. Like, that's pretty much what the fuck's gonna happen.
2, 3, 4 touchdowns to the defense.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Like Christian McCaffrey did when he scored 28 points for y'all, and y'all won 28-12 or 28-14. Yeah, it's gonna be like that.
Right. All right, but who'd you got? The Chargers or the Cowboys?
Chargers.
Like it. Corey?
Cowboys. The Chargers will find a way. The Chargers will find a way to lose it.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen.
Hold on, Josh. While we brought this up, hey, two-part question for the quarterbacks. 1, Keenan Allen, number 1 receiver. Second part, if not, is Keenan Allen on the same tier as Chris Godwin?
So Keenan Allen in his prime he's not in his prime anymore. So no.
When was his prime?
I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of Vincent Jackson in
3-4 years.
Keenan Allen.
Like ago?
So the thing about Godwin is, for me, Godwin was kind of like made, not like existed before. You know, the thing about wide receivers is they're really dependent on their quarterback. So who did Godwin look best playing with? Because he did look good with Jameis that one
Baker,
year.
actually.
But
He's looking amazing with Baker right now. Now that I think about it, he's been playing really well with Baker right now.
Well, and I mean, listen, you know,
We'll see
the
how
reason
long that lasts.
Well, the thing is
you have
any
no NFL example
wide
to make it
receiver
seem like it
playing on the
won't.
Buccaneers. Well, any wide receiver playing on the Buccaneers with the monster that's on the other side is going to look good if the quarterback can get off the first read. I'll say this: I don't think that Justin Herbert is as he's the only quarterback in the league right now that's both overrated and underrated at the same time now. I don't know how, but it's true.
Well, it is. And Kay's like, all right, I'm out. That's all I needed to hear. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us on this Friday evening. We'll see you guys again on Tuesday. Enjoy the weekend. Be safe. A lot of fights, pay-per-views, and stuff like that going on. And then Sunday night and Monday Night Football as well. Enjoy it. We love you guys. Appreciate it. Jaffa Army, Corey Hammond, CJP for the 610 Beast from the Southeast, Mr. Country K. I'm your host, JP. We'll see you guys next time. Deuces.